Hello again, and welcome back to Illegally Sighted. This is Jesse, and I am back for another low vision spotlight game video, another doomed video, and yeah, because we are taking a look at Doom: The Dark Ages. I have been anticipating this one, well, as soon as it was announced, basically. And once they started showing some gameplay footage, I was really intrigued. So this is actually a prequel to the Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal games that we got in 2016 and 2020. And this one is really neat because it's going for a medieval style take on Doom. You still have variants of, like, your shotgun, your super shotgun, your rockets, your plasma rifle, all those things, but there's all kinds of other weapons and a greater focus on melee in this game. Before we go any further, we're definitely going to be taking a look at the accessibility features in this game. But before we go any further, there's just a friendly disclaimer. I did receive a review code from Bethesda for my honest thoughts and opinions on this game. I thank you to id Software and Bethesda for an early review code of this game so that I will be able to bring you my accessibility thoughts and impressions of the game when the embargo lifts. So very much appreciated. And I am a huge Doom fan. That being said, I am still going to give my honest thoughts and opinions on this game. And I do have, spoiler alert, I do have very positive things to say about this game, but there are a few minor struggles that I still do have even as a low vision player. So before we go any further, would I consider this game to be accessible to a totally blind player? I would go ahead and say no, unfortunately not. You're going to need some sighted assistance to be able to play this. It is a lot more grounded as far as like your traversal and combat than 2016 to a degree, but especially Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal was you're flying around constantly and everything, jumping off of walls and swinging off of poles and different things. This one does have some platforming, but it's more of a means to an end. It's not like you're like an acrobatic Doom Slayer the way you used to be. So what it has kind of said is, in Doom 2016 it was run and gun. Doom Eternal was more, I forget their word they use, but basically it's like more acrobatic action kind of a thing. And in Doom: The Dark Ages, you are basically a brick shithouse. You are a walking tank, and it's their whole thing this time is you will stand and fight. You stand your ground and fight. And I gotta say, it's kind of a different twist on the Doom combat, but I find it fun as hell. It is super rewarding. It has tons of impact. It is crazy. And I'm going to be doing a lot of talking in this video. I may do a more gameplay focused spotlight because there are things that I can't show as much in the based on the embargo footage that they want us to release for this game. But I am still at liberty to talk about it, minus like story spoilers. So before, here is our menu, and you notice that the text is actually pretty large. It's actually not too bad. This is not the default text size. They do have a font scaling option, which is great. I very much appreciate that. I appreciate the dark color. I like even when you pause here, it kind of gives you some of your basic controls, so you can just kind of eyeball it and look at it there. You can customize the controls and everything. But interestingly, when I started this game, now again, you may not have this problem because it'll be full release. I started playing this on Friday the, 2nd? May 2nd. And when I started playing it, I thought everything looked a little bit weird. And for whatever reason, the game didn't properly detect my video card correctly and didn't detect my screen resolution correctly. So it was running at like 640 by 480. My mouse pointer here, which I like even at 1080p here, my mouse pointer I love this. This is super easy to see, but literally my mouse pointer was just ginormous, like laughably large. I went under graphics and looked and went, oh, you're running at 640 by 480. You're running at 4 by 3. And so once I switched it to 16 by 9, and then I switched it to 1920 by 1080 or 1080p as it will. I switched it, and then it was great. And then I went under graphics and just made sure it was on some weird custom settings, so I cranked everything up to high. I could probably even go ultra, but it looks damn fine even on high. So it is a good looking game. And you will need a beefy kind of a system to run this. Even on the low end, they're looking at like a low-end RTX card, which is kind of unfortunate. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, a lot of people have your 10 series cards, 1060, 70, 80. And with the prices of computers and graphics cards these days, it would have been nice. But what I will say, I will give it a lot of credit, is yes, you do need a fairly beefy system to be able to run it, but if you have even the minimum requirements, it should probably run fine, because this game is really optimized. Like, I've ran a lot of Unreal Engine 5, 4 and 5, but especially 5 games lately. And every time I do, I go into the game, and usually when I start the game, or sometimes when I start a level, I have a pretty beefy system. I'm running a Core i7, 64 gigs of RAM, RTX 4070 Ti, and when I go into a new game, or when I go into a level, my computer just the fans will kick up, and it'll jet engine for a few seconds, anywhere from 5 to 30 seconds or so. And it's like, Jesus, man. When I've been playing, and I've put several hours into the Dark Ages already, and I have not had any performance problems whatsoever. Not only have I not had any performance issues, when I fire up the game, once I get past the 600 logo screens, splash screens, I mean, there's the fan hasn't kicked up really at all. Going from like the main menu into loading a game or switching levels, like I'm on an SSD here, and it's instant, almost instant. Like, there's virtually no loading time. It's super fast. There's chaos going on the screen. There's particle effects. There's, lighting. There's all kinds of enemies going, and you're fighting literally half a dozen or more enemies sometimes. And it has not slowed down one bit. It has been buttery smooth. This game has looked beautiful. It's ran great. My fans on my computer haven't kicked up. It is great. So that being out of the way, let's go into settings, and I do want to bring your attention to some accessibility features in the game. Like I said, this game is not what I would say blind accessible, but there are a fair few low vision and other different types of accessibility features here. So across the top, you've got your tabs here, and under the game section, there's a few different things here. So we have days highlight, when you get an enemy in a state where you can glory kill them. There's some of that here. You can have that effect on or off. You have a parry. Remember, I said there's a lot of melee focus in this game, which you think it would be kind of weird, but especially thinking about it being a medieval style take on Doom, it works really well. And as the Slayer, it just feels really badass. And so there's parry, and you'll see there's you can do like parry timing, and You got your objective markers. You can turn those on, off. Auto sprint, turn that on and off. Let's see, you got weapons, automatic weapon switching, weapon bob. You can turn that on and off. Quick shell. Let's see, and then we have a few accessibility features here, but there are also there's a whole accessibility menu on the far right, which we'll get to momentarily. So enable parry recoloring. I have had it on and I've just left it off for now because it's generally been pretty fine. But look, you can turn this off and then you can change the parry color. So if you find that the default color is a little bit harder to see, you can change that, which is great. Let's see, environmental screen. Okay, yeah. So screen shake and screen shake intensity. There's a lot of camera shake in this game, so if you are susceptible to that, you may want to turn this off or reduce it a little bit. I don't mind it. I actually think it makes it more impactful. I mean, I totally get why some people would find that hard to deal with, but I think it really adds, especially when you focus on all the melee and the shield bashing and stuff, which we'll get to in a bit. World desaturation. Look at this. You can change, if I turn this on, I can change all different types of things. So like enemy color, hazard color. So you can almost kind of build your own high contrast mode. There's so many different things. Interactable color, pickup color, attack color. So if you get incoming attacks, you can kind of see those. Shield, let's see, what is this? Shield breakable. Okay, yeah. So there's literally like a good 8-10 items here that you can go ahead and sort of, like I said, build your own colorblind or high contrast mode, which is really great. There is one other assist that's kind of cool. I've played with it on and off, and for now I'm leaving it on just because it makes things a little bit easier, especially being able to see everything around me. There's a thing for shield throw seek. So you have this shield saw, which is amazing, by the way. And I don't know if we'll get into it in this video. You get the upgrade in this, like the second level, where you can throw your shield saw. Basically, like, think about Captain America. You're throwing his shield like a boomerang, and it feels real freaking good. You will use it for some environmental or some like switch puzzles, but usually you're using it to stun or rip apart an enemy, and it feels really good. But when you do that, and if you use your shield to parry, there are green projectiles by default that, if you time it right, you'll slap the projectile back at the enemy and it will break their shield or things like that. And it'll kind of, instead of going straight forward, you can kind of have it sort of almost do like a tracking or a heat seeking type of thing. So those are your game options. Now you have UI here. Here's our text scale that I was talking about earlier. So by default, it was probably way about here. It wasn't, I don't think it was all the way small, but it was close. I cranked this up as high as it can go, and it's not bad. So you got your screen effects, and now enable magnify. This is a really interesting approach. So in the menu here, you notice I have my menu on the left, my description on the right. That's pretty standard. But on the bottom there, you see a shortcut there. It says if I hit B, and if I hover over something, and I hit B, it literally brings the right side of the screen. It does a separate little pop-up window here, and it gives me the title. And so it says enable magnify. And so it gives me the description, nice, ginormous, clear letters. And what's really helpful about this is during gameplay, you'll periodically get these little pop-ups, like when you get a new weapon or an ability or certain types of like puzzle mechanics that it'll tutorialize. it'll pop up on the right-hand side of the screen, and the text is moderately big, but not great. But I think it eventually also will go away. But if you hit B when you see that come up, and I'll show you, hopefully be able to show you this during a little bit of gameplay here, you can hit B and it will bring up a box. So it'll pause gameplay and it'll bring up a box in this, just like a giant box like that. Again, if I go to this option here, hit B, and boom, it gives me another one, Enable HUD. Gives me the description. I can just hit OK, click OK, or hit spacebar to dismiss it. Now in the settings menu, one thing that would be sort of interesting is, I think it's interesting that they bring this side, the right side up, but like, if I were to let's say hit B again on this one, it would be interesting if they had the text to be this big, but then they made the slider. They put like the actual control, like the on-off toggle down here, or a slider where you could actually adjust the setting in this interface. But now at least I can be able to read, especially for something that might have a lengthy description. The text is a little smaller over on the right side. So that's a really cool thing. I don't know if I've ever seen an in-game magnifier work quite this way. Incidentally, Windows Magnifier does not seem to play well with this game, so you cannot just hit Windows Plus and pan around the screen if you're looking at your menus or your skill trees here or anything. I wish they would make that work, make that more compatible. But again, this is a really unique spin on adding an in-game magnifier for UI tooltips and tutorials. So that's a really cool thing. So again, you've got Enable HUD, you got a different face avatar style, you got some inputs there. Let's see, reflections, HUD, let's see, aspect ratio, HUD scale. I actually backed it off. I'm about halfway right now. You'll see that during gameplay. You can make it so the HUD is really big. I thought it was almost, well, I wouldn't say too big. But you can make like your ammo counter and everything where it takes a huge chunk out of the corner of the screen. I might show you that, but like I said, even where it is right now, it's not too bad. Let's see, what do we got here? Safe zone. So you get high contrast mode. I turned that on. Let's hit B on this, and it just says, basically just your quick description. So we do have a high contrast mode. Threat detection, I don't have that on right now. So that's enemy threat detection. Let's see, reticle, you can do a dot or you can do normal. I just have it on normal, which is great because I don't like the aiming dot reticle. I like more of a bigger, something easier to see type of aiming reticle. Hit markers, you can turn those on and off, and then you have a few subtitles on. You can do the scale, you can turn them on and off, you can choose the background, and you can choose the text color. So you got some good options there. We're not going to go through everything. Sound, you don't have too much here, but you do have a few, your typical volume sliders. You got 4 or 5 different volume sliders and different things here. So you've got that. Let's see, was there anything? Oh yeah, you can turn the Slayer pain grunts on and off if you want to. I left it on because it seems like the right thing to do. Here's another accessibility thing now. You don't just have like your standard difficulty settings. Yes, you can choose your difficulty. And I don't have it on easy. I've been popping back and forth between easy and hurt me plenty. Especially some levels later on, I've been bouncing it down to easy because you have most of Doom is on foot. But there are sections, that they talked about and they showed during the trailer and gameplay footage when they were revealing the game. There are parts where you are in this giant like mech type thing. And those are fun. Those I enjoy those. Those weren't so bad. But then you also have a few levels where you are on this like mechanical, like mechanized flying dragon, and it's cool in theory. But it's a little disorienting. Um, I've kind of gotten more used to the controls, but like following the waypoint in 3D space, I'm just terrible at flying. And so there's things where you can be shot at from all kinds of different angles and things. And so for those types of missions, I've been cranking the difficulty a little bit down just to make it easier because of my vision. But as far as your difficulty, in addition to changing your overall difficulty settings, you can customize your difficulty. And we've seen things in games before where you have like puzzle difficulty, combat difficulty, traversal. This one you've got your parry window. So how accurate do you have to be for your parrying? Enable targeting, empowerment. So these are kind of it's more of like a combat assistant. Let's go look at it. So empowerment, let's see, what does that do again? I forget what it does. Yeah, so it's like if you want a more relaxing kind of thing. Right, enemies are more substantial, or enemies won't block or won't evade some of your attacks and stuff. And then on top of that, here's the cool thing. Damage to your player. You can take more or less damage. How much damage do you do to an enemy? Enemy aggressiveness. Like you could still take a lot of damage, but you could have the enemies be more or less aggressive towards you. You can turn down the game speed if you need more. You have maybe a motor impairment and you need more time to be able to respond to things. You get a daze duration. So when you stun an enemy, how long do you have to react to basically do a melee or glory kill? And then you have enemy projectile speed. So there are, just like the imps in the original Doom, there are a lot of enemies will throw different fireballs or projectiles at you. So you could again, I've even heard during some of the developer commentary, they're like, oh, I keep the enemy speed slow, but have their projectiles super high, super fast. So you can really mess with, you can make things easier, and you can make things just super difficult. So there's a lot. Look at all this adjustment on difficulty. You have so much flexibility there. And then you have your controls. You got a whole bunch of aim assists and controller options, inversions and vibration. You have your key bindings, so you can remap all of these, which is great. You have your video settings. Again, I talked about that when it was. Hopefully you won't have to readjust the resolution like I did the first time you start the game. And then you have, let's see, accessibility. A lot of these things I've pretty much already mentioned. Again, they duplicate a lot of things that are in your gameplay, your audio, your UI menu. You got your subtitles, your high contrast, your some of your control stuff. You get all kinds of things here. So again, I know we've spent the last 20-30 minutes already talking about the accessibility, but again, I am kind of sad. I am, in a way, I'm really sad that this game isn't blind accessible, but it has really done a lot in other areas of accessibility. They've done a lot for low vision. They've done a lot for motor, or they have subtitles and things like that. So let's go ahead, and this is literally the first time you pop into the game. I skipped the original cutscene, so we don't have to worry about any story spoilers or embargoes or anything like that. Look at how damn nice this looks. This is on high. Like I said, I could probably even do ultra, but this looks damn fine. I mean, look at the weather effects, the raining, the thunder, the fire, and this thing just runs like butter.
The Slayer has been activated.
So it's really funny, especially in the beginning, you have these people, and they've kind of weaponized the Doom Slayer, the Doom guy. The way they talk about him, it's almost like he's some non-sentient entity that's oh yeah, we're just gonna, we're gonna invoke the Slayer, and it's like it's kind of like, oh, we're gonna launch a nuke against our enemies, but instead, no, we're just gonna unleash the Slayer. So you start out with your shotgun. If I hit the right mouse button, I've got my shield. I don't have my boomerang ability yet, but it will. And if I hold the right mouse button, and if there's an enemy, I can click, and I will do a shield dash. It'll probably teach me that here very soon. And listen, like when you walk, it's like I'm RoboCop on crack. Remember I said I'm a brick shithouse? I'm a walking tank. You hear the footsteps, and if I run, there's my shield bash. I can just run into a dude and just break their shield. I can jump up and grab. So here is our dialogue. Remember how I said you can hit B? Boom, look at this. I can bring up B and I can read it. Okay, shield block. And there's my tooltip for shield block. So those are different. So I can block. Get around that. Okay, we're going to fight some dudes. So again, I don't know how much I'm really going to be allowed to... we can't just do like just gameplay without commentary. They said you have to do commentary, which is how I always do videos anyways. But I do want to show you a little bit of gameplay. I know we spent the last God knows how long in menus, so I do want to show you some gameplay. Again, I can hit B, and look at it, gives me the big screenshot on the left. It gives me the tool or the instructions on the right hand side. So shield charge. It shows basically what I did to that dude earlier. I can just run in and bash someone. That never stops feeling great. Oh, it feels good. And of course I've got my shotgun, so oh, okay, somebody will hit you. Hey, buddy. Ha ha. Anybody else? Oh, okay, I missed another tooltip I should have hit B on. We'll pop you. Now if I hit H, it does a ping, and it will... Now here's where I think this could be made more blind accessible. Oh shit, hold on. Who is shooting me? There's still some dude left. Perish, sir. I'm explaining stuff to the audience. So if I hit H, it will ping and it'll show me the diamond waypoint marker. Now that is one thing, like, see in the lower... Okay, let me bring this up again. Let me go into settings here and let me make the UI. Let me scale the HUD scale. Where is that? Where did I see that at? HUD scale. Let me crank this all the way up so you can see. Wait, what? Okay, that doesn't... Huh. Interesting. I thought it got... Wait, did it not save that? Or do I have to go to apply? Usually it's only graphics settings where you have to do that. HUD scale. No, it is big. Okay. But you get a lot more data in like the lower left and the lower right as you earn more mechanics. So one thing when you do the HUD scale, I wish that applied, see that diamond up there? Kind of like Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 5, or Miles Morales. I wish that applied to that diamond, that they made that a little bit bigger or somehow made it stand out. Again, I've always sort of said that I don't prefer these compass things. Look at South of Midnight that came out recently. Games like that where you have the glowy breadcrumb line. Because there's a lot of places, and this is especially when you're on the dragon, where again, I'm not just walking, I'm flying. You may have something way above you, you may have something below you. And there was one level I was on later where last night where I probably spent a good half an hour, 45 minutes flying around, and I just wasn't seeing where I was supposed to go. And it turned out I had to go in this big old complex thing on the dragon, and you're flying through these little hallway tunnel things, and it was sort of like, I don't know, almost turned into like a Star Fox-esque, like flying through different obstacles and things. But I just, you can't just beeline toward the diamond all the time. Like, you have to figure out your way to there. And sometimes, again, being low vision, if something blends into the environment, if there's a path, or maybe there's something like, oh, every once in a while I don't see, or I didn't notice. See, again, here's that tooltip I can bring up, and I can climb these, this little kind of wall texture here. I can just climb it sort of like I did in Doom Eternal. So I can do that. But yeah, there are times where navigationally I've been a little bit confused and I wasn't sure where to go. So again, I can climb up these stairs here, hit up B again. What is it telling me now? A sprint jump. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So if I want to climb up this wall, it's a little bit higher, but it's still low enough where I can still... Oh, that feels good. Oh, I should have jumped him. I know I use the shield bash a lot, but hey, you know what? It saves ammo, and especially for these grunts, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. And trust me, you will fight a lot of better enemies. So now these are, I can use a shield bash on those circle things. Oh, I keep forgetting I don't have that ability. Dagnabbit. Yeah, execution. So now I can hit E, and they're basically your glory kill, essentially. So let's go ahead and grab anything I need over here. I don't remember how long this first level is. I would love to be able to get to the second level where I can show you the boomerang ability, because that, between the shield bash and the boomerang, oh geez, ability, I freaking, ooh. And not only do you get, like, right now I have the shield bash, but I also, God, that feels like, it's like when you have this stop, you you zoom into somebody, and then you have that, like, that vibration, and then you have that kind of pause. It just makes it feel so much impactful. You see the claw thing to indicate you're getting hit. So we'll grab these. Let's play some frickin' Doom, man. Let's rip and frickin' tear. Okay, I just want to make sure we're not getting anything there. So again, now I can see the beginning levels aren't too bad. I can generally figure out where to go. But there's been a...
Keep your distance.
Yeah. Damn right the Slayer's dangerous, man. You don't mess with the Slayer, son. That's right. And it's funny, like, sometimes you'll see these guys and they'll be like, let him pass, don't bother him. Like, you're just this mythical, like, you don't mess with the Slayer. So there's your... Okay, so we can go this way, I think, yeah. I mean, look at this. Look at the particles. I think there's some RTX going on here. The lighting that's coming in right there, the kind of particles in the air. It just this game looks outstanding. And then you combine, like, when you're fighting the enemies and you got projectiles and all kinds of stuff. And I will say that I have been really bad about finding secrets in this game.
Weapon drop incoming in 3, 2, 1.
Oh yeah, so oh, is this where we get our assault rifle thing or whatever? What do we get? Oh, the Gauntlet. Here we go. Yeah. So now I have a melee ability. Now this is cool. So yeah, now I got my badass gauntlets here. So I can hit B again, bring up the magnifier, melee. And I can do Q and E to, again, if I can't fit everything, it goes to the second page. Gives me my nice magnified instructions. And I hold space, and now it is on. We're gonna wreck some fools up here. Yeah, go away. Shield bash. You see we're locked in now because we got that glowy red. I'm surprised there's not more dudes. I want to use my newly found ability. So now I can hit E or one of my side buttons on my mouse and just completely wreck guys. Let's see. Where... Oh, okay. Hi, sir. Oh, are you just telling me that you want me to do that attack? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Yeah, see, I did it. And I can hit B again. Melee combo. Yeah, so if I do my parries and stuff, I basically build up to 3 melee moves, and especially for shielded enemies, to break their shield, I can get right up in their grill, and I'll do like a big old like this. So see, look at that, I can just slice that guy. Combine that. I love that I can charge in with my big attack. So I can let me see if I can deflect. Shoot me, I dare ya, punk. Oh, okay, fine. Oh, actually got hurt there. I was screwing around. Okay, I guess I got to be a little more careful. Okay, yep, now they're pissed. So okay, here we go. Now we can... See, you can, like, look at those projectiles. You can dodge... you can make them faster or slower so you can see them better or react to them. Don't worry, we'll get more guns. Okay, what are you telling me here? Okay, yep, health orbs. So it tells me about when I do melee and whatnot, I can get health back. Let's climb up here real quick. And... got all kinds of fire going on. God, this game just looks outstanding. And again, my computer has not been, you know, it's not revving up like a jet engine. It's not, like, even the first time I ran this, it didn't do shader compilation. Any of that bullshit that I always encounter. Smash through that. Hell yeah. Okay, what are we doing here? Alright, point of no return. Oh, okay. Point of no return objectives, markers, okay. Yeah, alright, fair enough. Alright, it's on now. We got our, I think we got our first arena, yeah. Now what I will say, the music, of course, we don't have Mick Gordon because management did him dirty in Doom Eternal. But I actually prefer, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Mick Gordon's soundtrack, especially for Doom 2016. But like, I like the more just straight up hard metal soundtrack of this. Like, even the riffs in this remind me of like Death Clock, and that's a great thing. But like, like I said, I love Mick's soundtrack. Oh, geez, yeah. But the problem is, like, you had that more industrial sound where it was, you're using the guitar, you had metal, but it was doing more of these weird, like, almost like industrial or kind of weird sound effect type of thing. Whereas I just like more like a straight up metal type of vibe. Oh god, I want to be able to use my R button so I can do my boomerang ability. I don't get that until level 2. Suck it, sir. Oh, just this feels so freaking like, it feels so damn good. I fucking love this combat so much. And when you get like way more harder enemies in here, and you're racing, you're deflecting, you're doing all just kinds of stuff, it just feels so good. Okay, we got that guy. I think we got them all. Did we? Oh no, we didn't. Okay, where are you at, son? I just want to stay moving. Again, it's Doom. And so you can even, like, you can aim up, and if they're on, like, a higher ledge, you can sometimes zip up to them with your shield charge. And it feels really good.
There's a key in the nearby church.
You fight, like, mancubuses pretty early on, mancubi. And it's so fun just to be like, pow, just pop them in the grill. Execution. Suck it. Melee. And then I stun them enough and I... Oh, there. Okay, we get armor. Screw you, buddy. You done? Now you are. That's right. Punch that. I mean, just listen to this guy when I run. Just... Oh, crap. Oh, no, I didn't want to start myself on fire. That was dumb. But I shouldn't have ran down here. It was a bad time to demo it. But since there's not a lot of music, now you can hear him. Hey, buddy. How's it going, guys? Oh. Right. So now it's telling me, see this green, I can deflect the green ones. And if I see green projectiles, again, now I could go in and change high contrast. Maybe if the green kind of looked a little bit similar to some of the other ones, I could make that blue if I wanted to. Make it something that would really stand out, which is great. And I've thought about doing that, especially later on in the game where, again, there's just projectiles everywhere and particles and all kinds of stuff. So let's climb this. Again, I'm not really, looking for secrets right now. Projectile parry, yeah, so it's reiterating what it just told me about, like, hey, you can go ahead and parry like that, shield bash, and then if he was still alive, shoot him with the shotgun. So again, your shotgun is close range naturally, so, you bastard. So you can get up, it's almost like, you're using the range and then just, oh, that feels so good. Feels so damn, it's just so fun. The combat in this game, I like that, again, it feels like you're a tank, like you're lumbering around. Listen to this. That's just me. And then if I run and then jump, literally, if I fall from a high enough spot, you'll do like a shockwave attack and just pulverize people or demons. It's freaking great. So, as I said early in the video, again, the combat-wise, I absolutely freaking love this game. Traversal, there are some levels. The on-foot stuff generally isn't too bad. There are a few puzzle areas where, I mean, they're not like, head-scratcher puzzles necessarily. It's just me being stupid and overlooking something or not seeing something I should see that's blatantly in front of me. Because, again, sometimes you have to use an ability where you're using your shield bash or you use your shield. I can't call it a boomerang ability, but you know what I mean. to either like hit switches, or kind of like in God of War Ragnarok, where you would throw your axe and clog something up, or throw it in there, and then it would like raise a gate or something, and then you can go through, and then you can after you get through that, you could retract it and call it back to you. I really would love to beat this level and show. Oh, here we go. Oh boy. Ah. Okay, what are you telling me here? Glory strikes. Fair enough. Okay, so this guy's zipping around. Now if I was trying to see if I could block. Grab these real quick. Okay, and you are toast, sir. Yeah, look at how good this looks. I mean, the reflections of from the water on the ground, the nice lightning effect there, great skyboxes. I mean, I've been in hell. Spoiler, it's a freaking Doom game. I don't think it's really a spoiler to see you go to hell. Yeah, this game is pretty great. This game is pretty... Cultists, you and your demonic nonsense. I will dispel your magic, you weird wizard people.
He's at ground zero. He located.
Yes, I did. Okay. We got our key. And now we can bash this open here. And I think we're going to fight a big dude. AutoMap, right. So, just like before, you have an AutoMap, which is pretty good. I haven't really been relying on it too much. I've just been playing, especially if you're going through for secrets and things. It can definitely be helpful. I do find it's a little bit tricky to kind of see, but I do like how they make it 3D. So if there's elevation, you can kind of tell that it's. But then you have different tabs. So here's like your weaponry. Here are some of your different upgrade tracks. Again, we just started the game, so we don't have. I'm not going to spoil some of you get additional, of course, loads of guns, but you also get upgraded melee things. Well, they showed it in the trailer, so I guess I can talk about it, but because, again, if it was in the trailer, I think it's fair game, or the gameplay unveil. In addition to your gauntlets, you get a frickin' flail, frickin' spike ball and chain, basically, and it is frickin' great. It's so good. It's so frickin' fun, because then you can just start swinging that at people. You build up your melee combo, and you just bash the living shit out of someone in the face. It's so good. Right, so now there's these portals. And you basically have to kill all the dudes, all the enemies. Kill all the enemies to do it. So, yeah, objectives, yada yada. Okay, let's do this. Let's fight some demons. Yeah, oh geez. Dodge, dodge, yeah. Suck it. I love that I can just get in close like that. Just that shield charge is my best friend. I fucking love this attack so much. Because it also helps me as low vision, because I can just kind of occasionally spam that if I'm looking for someone and they blend in. I'm like, oh, there you are, and I just get up in their grill, and then I have to, you know, be sure to back away if they're really strong. But yeah, so look at that. We killed them all, and we took down the gate, and now we can proceed. But let me look at this arena. Let me make sure that there's no other. Here we got some collectibles over here. Yeah. Oh, that never gets old. That never gets old. Glory kill, son. Melee. Destroy that guy. Parry his projectile. Shield charge. Shoot him in the face. So these guys, I keep thinking I don't have that ability yet. I keep wanting to use the boomerang ability. There we go, get our health. And, you know, there are different, just like before, there are different attacks where, like, if you parry something, you might get, like, ammo or armor or health, depending on, like, whether you parry or you shoot a dude or you glory kill or execution style. Like, it just depends, you know? But it seems like it's a little bit more lenient than Eternal as far as, like, you have to play a very certain way. Like, of course, there are enemies where if you optimize it better, if you use certain weapons or certain abilities or combos, yeah, you'll definitely do a lot more damage and you'll kill things quicker. But you still can, you know, if you have a couple of favorite weapons, you can switch between them. You can hit Q to cycle between your last two guns. You can hit your number row. But yeah, so like, I mean, the combat in this game is just fantastic. Ooh, what do we get here? What do we get? Oh, okay, here we get a new gun. We get a new gun. Rail Spike Shredder. Basically a machine gun type of thing. And there's a gun later on that you get, they talked about in the footage, where, oh, look at that, deflected him. Yeah. You freaking shoot bone shards at people as a rapid fire. You shoot skulls and bone fragments at demons. How fucking metal is that? It's so good. It's so good. Oh yeah, and sometimes you'll see, like, in the environments, they'll have like little spiky walls and things, and you can like bash dudes, and if they're small dudes, they'll fly into them. And so you can get some, again, it's using your environment, using your, again, you get your shield bash into, like, oh shit, like you use a machine gun, or, you know what, I want my shotgun back. Oh shit, no, don't you dare kill me. There we go, give me that health back. Prick. Yeah. Uh-oh. Yep, clang. Oh. Uh-oh. Ugh. I love it. Okay. I don't remember how much more of this level we have. Oh, Jibes. How much of this level we have left. Oh, okay, you got your launch pads. Whee! That's a Doom and Quake. Uh-oh. Doom and Quake thing. There we go. Get some health. God, that never gets old. I've probably put like 6-8 hours into this game already. And now that especially now that I have a better handle of the mechanics of this game, like the combat and the fluidity and like when to parry, when to shield bash, when to do all that, like it just feels good. So now these, if I heat these up, it shatters their shield and then I can just bust in on them. Or if I had my stupid shield boomerang ability, once I heat them up, then I can just smash their shields.
The village is secure.
Hell yeah, it is. Okay, we're going this way. Again, thinking about
South Bay. Incoming.
like RoboCop Rogue City. Okay, we're going through here. That's right, you will bow in respect. Yeah, let's listen. Hey. What's up, guys?
Makers, protect us!
Stay out of his way. I love that. Yes, you will be in awe of my presence. Look at that. Look at that giant freaking... Look at that guy. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to... I'll do one more battle here, and then we'll wrap it up, because I don't want to go too long. Especially, like, you know, with embargoes and everything, but, like... This will definitely give you an idea. What am I doing with the machine gun? I want my damn shotgun. Because you know I love shotguns. Oh, yeah? Yeah, no, I think you're so tough. Shithead. Oh! Yeah! Deflect it. Oh, that combo feels good. Where'd you go? Kill that guy. I mean, look at there's like, look at all the detailing, the environment, the weather, the shading, the enemy projectile particles we got going on here. All of what I'm doing, and this game just doesn't lose a beat. Uh-oh, shit! Give me my health back, you son of a bitch. Uh-oh. Oh, no! Uh-oh. Oh, okay, I gotta move. I gotta move. I need... Let's see, is there some health around here somewhere? Shit! I can't die. I can't die. Uh-oh. Okay, armor, that'll help. Uh-oh. Where the hell? Where are you? Okay, there you are, you prick. Quick for such a big little brute, isn't he? Uh-oh. Kill that guy. Oh, there we go. Whew. I didn't die. I didn't die. God, this game just looks stellar. And the sound is good, too. I should have mentioned wear headphones, because, again, you got this rockin' soundtrack. And... I think we go down here, right? Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, right, there have been at least 2 or 3 different auto turret sequences, which feels really strange to be in a Doom game. I'll show you this here. Now, I don't, like, you fight dudes here, of course. There's like a big giant dude that you gotta fight back there. And I don't know if there's like a weak spot that I'm not seeing, but I died on him once or twice because I wasn't sure. So I might die here, but... Okay. So we'll just keep shooting that guy. Shoot him. Oh, ow, owie, owie. Oh, that's bad. I might die here. See, I'm not sure if there's like a weak spot on him. Hell yeah, that went better than I thought it would. Okay. Excellent. Get a little bit of a cutscene here, looks like. I really want to get that the Dark Ages Collector's Edition Doomslayer figure.
They lied to us.
With his shield blade.
And now he has a leash.
Or his
The
shield
makers
saw.
of a weapon as powerful as the Slayer should be guided.
And you agreed.
He's not one of us. They want assurances, and so did I.
That voice actor sounds so familiar. Okay, we beat the first level. I believe. Yeah, okay, now hell. I'm going to skip this. Because I don't want to give too much spoiler. So we get some stats here, and it'll be pathetic because I didn't get secrets. I will go into the second level because I think it's literally within like the first few seconds you get the boomerang ability. And that's such a core ability that I kind of want to show that to you if I can. See, look at this. I can hit boom, and we're already in. We're already there. Like, my system isn't... My system... Yeah, deploying. Okay. Yes. Check this shit out. Now we're gonna get... Yeah! Shield saw. I freaking love this thing. You combine that with your gauntlet and your freaking mace. Shield saw. Hell yeah. Now we can Captain America this shit.
Targeting demonic threat.
Demonic invasion in progress, son. Now I can go, Yeah, go away. I know. That's the attack I was trying to use the whole time. Oh, what am I doing here? So I shield him, I bash him, I shoot him, I execute him. It's just this combo of pure destruction and vengeance and chaos. It's great. Okay, what are you talking about here? Yeah, superheated enemies. So that's what I was talking about. So you have these those shield dudes that you saw earlier. If I use my rapid fire and I heat up their shields to smash them easier, then I can just basically take them and I can shatter them with my little shield ability. Let me just make sure there's nothing, no power-ups or something over here. And then I get a bunch of armor shards. So I'll fight one or two more dudes. I know I keep saying I'm going to quit, but again, this game is just... There are a few navigation issues. There are times where I have sort of gotten stuck. But when it comes, so again, here's a, you see that symbol there. When you see that, You shield bash it and it smashes something open. So, right, yeah, it's superheating the metal basically, yeah. And I can melee and smash things. Again, there are times where the environments have, you know, computer terminals or little canisters or things, and you can just come and bash them around. There's more physics things in the environment, and it just feels good. Oh. And then you shatter them like that. And I think once I clear this room, this is where we're going to stop for real this time. Yeah, we're going to stop for real. But that is a quick look at the accessibility and a bit of gameplay of Doom: The Dark Ages. As I said, there are a few cases where I've gotten stuck. There's been a few. Again, these first few levels have been pretty great. The further you get in, there's a little bit more focus on just like more obscure level environments. I wouldn't go quite as bad as like Half-Life Zen, but there's like some, you know, just floating platforms in midair. The mech stuff isn't too bad. Like those sections are pretty easy to see. The turrets can be a little bit mixed, especially when you're trying to make sure you kill that big, you know, those big giant walkers. I think it's the dragon stuff that has given me the most problem, because you're flying in 3D and you're trying to, you know, again, you can't just beeline toward the objective marker. You have to, you know, figure your way around it. And so the dragon stuff has given me the most problems, and parts of it can be fun. You're doing a lot of projectile dodging. You can lock on enemies when you're in the on the dragon, and then you're kind of doing like a dash up, down, left, or right to basically dodge projectile attacks. And if you do that enough, you charge up an ability. You charge up like your shooting ability, and you fire a stronger weapon to take down turrets and other enemies. So again, I didn't show you any of the dragon stuff. I didn't show you any of the I call it mech stuff, which because it's basically what it is. But it feels really good. It's a, you know, it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple, straightforward. But again, for a power fantasy type of thing, it feels really good. You did get to see a short turret sequence. I think I've done 2 of those so far. I've done probably 2 or 3. No, at least 3. I've done, I think, 2 mech sequences so far. I think I've done 3 or 4 dragon sequences. But yeah, that is a look at Doom: The Dark Ages. I am absolutely loving it so far. There's been a couple little sticking points, a little bit of frustration not knowing what to do for a puzzle or a traversal. But as far as the combat goes, it feels really good. You know, I like the acrobatic style of Eternal, and I love Doom 2016. But I don't know, man. You wouldn't think that, you know, like hardcore shield, melee, parrying, you wouldn't think parrying in a Doom game would work. But it feels really good. You know, even since 2016, they've really pushed this aggressive gameplay style. You can't just hang back and pot shot enemies. You got to get in there and, you know, shoot dudes, glory kill them to get your health, get your armor, get your ammo back. And this is no different. Like, you have to play aggressively. It rewards that, which is the way I like to play. And with not so much focus on platforming this time, you know, again, there's some of it, but it's not near as bad. I am loving the hell out of this so far. Again, huge thank you to Bethesda and id for reaching out with the product key, or the review code. Congratulations on the accessibility that you guys did include. Love the high contrast stuff. Love the font scaling, the HUD scaling. Love all of that. I do wish, again, it would be really great. I know it's another case where totally blind players are going to be, they're going to feel a little bit, they're going to feel sad because they were left behind again. They will need some sighted assistance to be able to play this, I think. But, again, I'm glad to see Bethesda and id moving accessibility forward, because even compared to Doom Eternal, this is a big step forward, and so it deserves recognition. And as a huge Doom fan myself, it comes very, very appreciated. I would love to see menu narration or text-to-speech supported in a future update. I would love to see the other thing, like I said, the objective marker maybe being a little bit, or like have a button like when I do the ping. What I would love to have is when I hit that H button to do the ping, and it pings and it shows me the objective, maybe point the camera toward the objective, because I'm manually looking for the objective at that point. So if you could at least, if when I hit H, if it would point me toward the diamond to tell me where the hell it is, what direction, not just what direction horizontally, but is it below me, is it above me? That could help. But otherwise, that is Doom the Dark Ages. So glad I got to check this out. I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you did. You can follow me on Twitter at BGFH79, Blue Sky at illegally cited.com, and of course, right here on YouTube. Until next time, I will chat with everybody again later.